Hi guys, this is Santiago Zapata, also known as Slashing Dragon, and today we are going to resume development of OpenArthurianX6, the Ultima 6 like engine, I guess. So last time, well, we managed to release version 0.8, which completed the milestone 5, and when we did this, well, this was before the entire uh, COVID-19 lockout. Um, that kind of changed the time that I had available to work in the project, and it's been a bit crazy. But anyways, I think it's time to resume this. It's time to finish this. From what I saw, I mean, when this version was completed, the remaining versions, most of them were not a lot of or not very complex. So I believe we should be able to advance quickly. Next milestone, milestone 6, was planned for January 18, 2019. That's like 1 year and a half in the past now, but let's do that. So this milestone is about being able to move around, having people members follow you. Well, that's already done. Examine the trees around, examine a rock lying around, get the rock, drop the rock, examine crate which has some corn inside, move rock into crate, and pick the core for the crate. Actually, most of these should be done already, except maybe like being able to examine the trees, but and the items on the ground maybe. But the other things should be done. I mean, milestone 5 was crazy, was very big, and I believe we managed to advance a lot in all the other things that had to be done. So anyways, the project is open now. I don't even remember how to start it. Okay, so we had some shell. Okay. Um, let's build it. No, 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 no. Okay. Okay. It was scripts build. I remember it's better to open a git bash in this case, because else it will be very slow to rebuild, because it will have to open a bash window every time. So this is on git OpenArthurianX6, and from here scripts build.sh. Okay, and then we're going to serve it, and let's see how it's working. Here it is. I think there's some parameter that is preventing it from filling the entire yeah, because I needed to take some screenshots, but let's disable that stretch. Yeah, let's revert that, revert selected changes, and someday I will have a hot build thing that, so that I don't have to do this. What happened? Did not seem to work. That's weird. Did I rebuild? Oh, I did not rebuild. What happened here? No, that's a normal message. And the cache is disabled. So why is it not? Okay, so there's a problem here. Oh, it did not say. What happened here? Okay, so the revert was not saved. It's working now. Open Arthurian. And then very quickly talking with people, party members following you, walking around the map, going into combat, talking with people, range attacks. Oh, that was not an attack. This is an attack. Range attacks. Cutscenes. Transition to a different scene. And then the entire containers, inventories, and stuff. So being able to examine the tree is what for? I don't know, but I wrote that. So the L command is the one that you can use to look at stuff. So like looking at Shamino here. So yeah, looking at things. Okay. And then we also need to just add an object. I don't know why would do they we will do this like we already have items laying around. But anyways, that's pretty quick. We can do that. I'm also going to fire tiled. This is already loaded. So let's very quickly create that rock. I think we should already have like a single rock here in the tile set. And I'm not sure if I'm like blocking it with my face. Anyways, a rock. Why did I write that? I don't know. Yeah, let's use this one. So I'm going to create that item very quickly here on items.js. Let's create that rock. We can like it's a very simple item because it doesn't do anything. It's just dead weight. Let's copy this definition from the blue potion and then just create it. Rock appearance rock. It's a rock. Name rock, and it doesn't have any effect and it's not spendable. And the appearance of rock also has to be defined. So we are going to be using the, so this is items terrain tile set, this one, and then in here we can define the rock. So ID is rock, and the index in the thing is yeah, this is always the most boring thing to take because I think the easiest way to get the index maybe is opening this on game and getting the position. Anyways, let's do it this way. So it's like 1 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So it's 9. 9 here, and then how many, no sorry, no, yeah, it's fine. And then how many down? So 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 11, something like this, I guess. Let's see how that works. So rock there, and then we just add that to the items layer. So we create a new tile. I always forget how this is. Okay, so insert a new tile, and it's going to be using this as a face just for the reference, the visual reference here, and then we put it here. Yeah, and then it's an item, it's a rock, and the item ID is rock, and there's a single one. It's not stackable. We need to rebuild here, and it should work. We should see like that rock there, but we did not save the game. And by the way, I haven't saved the game in a bit, and I guess it's broken because you always gotta keep track of all any change in the model that could make the model have problems with serialization. We're going to try to save the game and see what happens. Well, the rocks are there, and let's try saving the game. Save the game. Game saved. Nothing happened. Let's refresh. And journey onward. Okay, it worked great. And there's the rock, and you can look at it, and it's a rock. So we can get it and drop it. That's already like part of all the work that we had done already. We can get it with G, and it's there in our backpack, and you should be able to drop it using either the mouse or with the keyboard if you get it, and then go to the inventory. I'm not even sure, and then drop it in a direction. Yeah, that works because it was a hell of a lot of work. So that's working. The crate has some corn inside. What crate? So I guess any of these, we could add like a corn to this thing. Oops. To this one. It has fish. It could have corn instead. But do we have corn here? I don't think we do. Well, there's some carrots. I don't think it makes sense to do that. Actually, I think the only task here that we need to do is examine the trees around. I don't know why I added this. Move rook into crate, examine crate. This is already done. And actually, it's just examine the trees around. So I'm going to take a look at the feature status milestones. It's crazy. I could have like moved all this milestone into milestone 5 if the only thing that was missing was examining the trees around. Maybe I did more work on milestone 5 that I should have done. Anyways, examine the trees. So being able to examine the trees. So here's the thing. For the map, we are actually loading the entire map from the tiled file, and for some layers like the background, for example, where the trees are, we don't actually have like a context of what it is, like what tile is there, because we are just like loading it as a object layer. Actually, it's a tile layer. So yeah, it will not be simple actually to be able to see what kind of tree it is. We don't have like a data file for the different kind of trees. But I wonder how important that will be. I think I'm going to the lower the priority for that. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to work on it. I don't think it's going to add a lot. If you want to have like trees that are different, you can always like create a different object, a solid object. I'm actually going to do that. Let's create a solid tree that you can look at and see what it is, just to complete the milestone. So the way to do that is very similar to how we added this barrel. So I don't even know what name. Let's name them like oak tree or something. So here, let's take a look at the barrel. Let's create an appearance for that tree. It's probably going to be in the terrain tile set as well. So let's add it here, and it's going to be an oak tree. And the index is, if we look here at the terrain tile set, the oak tree. So well, let's say this one, I don't even know what an oak tree looks like. Let's say this is it. So it's 1 0 1 2 3, and then 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, and then in the items we create this oak tree. We will actually take a look at that barrel. Barrel is just solid, it's nothing complex, and it's an oak tree. Type, no, it's not a container, it's just an oak tree. It so how does an oak tree look like? Oak tree, oak. Okay. What should I put there? I don't know what to put there. Appearance. I don't know what to put there. This is very technical. Name oak tree, and the appearance is oak tree, and the most important part here is that it is solid. And then we have created the item definition, the appearance, and we are just going to add it to the map. So we're going to put it like over here. Let's go back to the objects editor, and into the objects layer we are going to put that tree. So we again create a tile object, select the tree. It doesn't matter which one we actually use, but let's put this one here, and then let's name it oak tree, and it's an item, and the ID of the item is oak tree. Save and rebuild. And we should be able to examine that tree. But actually, now that I think about it, since we saved the game, it's not going to load it again. So it's not going to work. What we're going to do is let's make it so that you start in the second map. So that's Aiolos hot, I believe. Aiolos, just Aiolos. Okay. And let's rebuild. This is so that the map is reloaded, because else it's going to just bring the map from the that it had saved, and that one doesn't have like the new definitions. So you cannot step on it, but you can look at it, and it's an oak tree. And thus is milestone 6 completed. That was very quick. Yeah, really, it's done. It's done. So let's go ahead with milestone 7. How many minutes did it take? I don't know. 15 minutes. I don't know. Anyways, milestone 7. Use corn, be less hungry, read a gravestone, check the status of Chamino. So this one is showing the status of your party members. Get the bucket, drop next to cow, use cow. And the bucket gets filled with milk. So some transformations of items, I guess. This one's more interesting. So first shot seems to be like some kind of hunger system and some status for the party members. Right, so let's jump into it. I'm going to first just commit these changes that completed milestone 6. So adding a rogue and an oak tree. Here, here, here. This is not a change. So add rogue and oak tree to complete milestone 6, whatever. And let's jump into this. So hunger. Um, so we have the mob class, which currently has no notion of hunger, and we are going to increase it. So for this we will need to introduce the notion of the passing of time. I mean, we already have that. Time already passes, as you can see here, but we need to increase hunger as that time passes. So yeah, here we are like on an hybrid mode, because that's one of the main things of the game, right? Like this grid-based movement, but it's real-time-ish because people is moving around normally. But when you go to combat, it's completely turn-based. But that's another tale. Uh, we need to increase the hunger when time passes for all the mobs that are around. So how to do this? I really haven't checked the code in a while. So we have a world. No, we don't have a world class. We have a level class, and that level class is where time passes. Time. No. Okay, so let's try again and see. In the UI, we should have like a widget for the time. I'm just like blindly looking around. Party status, title screen, book panel. Okay. Okay, in the UI class, we should have like the day and night thing. Skybox. Okay, so that's the name, Skybox. So this Skybox should control just the appearance of that, but it also has the current minute of day. Time of day pass. If we are not in the world state, then we just delay this happening. Well, this is not very clean. This is not clean at all. Anyways, update time of day. Okay, and this increases 5 minutes the time of day. And updates stuff around and moves stuff around, and then calls this again in 1 second. So every second is 5 minutes here. This is the sky. Well, this is not very good, because this is supposed to be like a UI element. It should not be like controlling world stuff like the minute of day. So I think one first thing to do here is move that out. Then what is calling like this for the first time? Time of day pass. Let's check that. So it's just happening here and here. Weird, because I mean here it's been declared, and here it's calling itself again after a delay if it can't pass, and here okay. So set minute of day is what kicks all. Set minute of day is called when we create a new game, when the component state is restored. I don't know when this happens. Okay, set minute of day. Yeah, because we need, I think we should just rename that skybox to time controller or something like that, and then start like plugging more stuff to it. Let's leave it like that for now with that name, and then rename it. And we need to register all the mobs that will be affected by the passage of time, I guess. Later on we will have like the NPC schedule, stuff like that. So I guess, yeah, I don't know, let's just try stuff. So add mob or register mob, and then these.mobs.add, just keeping a list of them. And then when an hour has passed, like current minute of hour is 0, so it's like minutes are 1 to 100. That's weird. How is that possible? Okay, so yeah, this is like a percentage. It's weird. It's very weird. But anyway, this seems to be like when the so because okay, so it's minutes of the day. Current minute of hour. If current minute of hour is 0, then it means that we are like on a start of an hour, I guess. I don't know. If current, let's put some login here. An hour just passed. Yeah, because here is where we will like I can like notify all the mobs that are registered that an hour has passed, and then do something about it. So in the game, so in theory, if each second is 5 minutes, then 12 seconds should be an hour, I think. I don't know. No, what? I don't know. So far it seems that our calculations failed. It's not showing anything here. And I think 1 hour should have passed already, so yeah, not working. Current minute of hour. Shit. Interesting. So it's set to 0, but it's not going up to 1. Okay, it is going up to 100. Why is it not? What? Hmm. So it's never been equal to 100 because it's been like set to 0 here. It's like an edge case, I guess. I don't know, it's weird. Let's just put another if here. If current minute of hour is 0, then an hour has passed. An hour has passed. Okay. Let's remove this login. Let's keep that, and then we're going to notify mobs hourly. Hourly notification. Hourly notification, and this function register hourly notification. This that hourly listeners, and we are going to add this hourly notification, and then listeners. For each listener, listener.hourly and listener.hourly, so it's okay. And then when whenever we have a party member, we need to add it here. Oh, we also need to initialize this thing. So, and then whenever a mob is created, we need to get that skybox and add it there. And we need to also restore it when it's revived. Mm, I think that that's one way to do it. Or we could just add the label, because the label already has some logic that runs through all the mobs and does stuff. Like when they act, yeah, act. It would make more sense, and it will be more controlled if we keep it here. Um, yeah, I like it more. We could add that hourly here to the level, like this, so hourly, and then do something for all the mobs. So um, hourly register hourly notification. So whenever a level is created, either when it's created here or when it's created recreated, which is also happening here, it seems. Okay, so open level, the calls create level. I'm just wondering about the load game scenario, but it seems we are safe because open level is used when a new game is created. Okay, but not when it's restored. So the level class should have a reviver that does. It doesn't have a reviver. That's interesting. So maybe when the game is loaded, we do stuff to the level. Restore level. Restore component state. Maybe here is where we should be adding that, like a skybox that register our notification for the level. Where's the level? It's that this the player level. That's one thing, and we should also do it here. Yeah. Let's see how that works. New game crashes already. This player doesn't exist. That's on OpenArthurianX6 here. Okay, UI.player that level, and then in the other part here, this player. No, this one's fine. Okay, the hourly list. Oh, not that. Skybox instead of at Posh. I am using too many languages at a time, I guess. And it's not a mob, it's just a listener. So we added it. Let's see if it's called when an hour passes. Hourly. And then again. Okay. And then if we save the game and then refresh and journey onward, it's been added once, so that's fine. I was wondering if there was some state or level transition. Is it going to be added twice? Or, I mean, that's something that we gotta keep in mind. When we transition from one level to the other, it should be removed. That listener should be removed because else we're going to end up with two different listeners there. Mm, mm, yeah. Okay. Um, this should be called when we create a new level, or when we load a new level. Open level. Hmm. Yeah, we are not like disposing of levels. It's just hopefully being left there for garbage collection, but we are not properly disposing of them, or are we? I don't think we are. I don't really think we are. Um, okay. Open level. I think I'm going to simplify this. We could just notify the level directly without having a list of listeners. Because we already have a reference to the current level, so yeah. Let's remove this. I'm going to remove all this logic of adding and removing listeners, and then I'm just going to call this directly. I mean, yeah. So we have a reference to the player somewhere here. Yeah, and then we can access the level too. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's keep it simple. Perfect. And then, yeah, then we really simplified that because we don't need this anymore. We just need this and this. And in here, we don't need to do this either. And here, we don't need to do that either. And here, hunger, we do need this. Level hourly, okay. Let's test that, but it should work fine. We just simplified stuff. And then what the reason why we did all of this was to like increase the hunger of the party members every hour. Here's the early check. Okay, that's great. So yeah, let's do it. And we are just going to run through the party. So we should have that somewhere, but where? Layer.party, yeah, for each party member. Great, so let's do that here. Level, hourly, player. Do we have the player somewhere? Player. All right, we can use it again from this global object. For each party member, we are going to increase hunger hourly, and that's it. And let's go to the mob class and add that increase hunger function. One to 100, and we're going to leave the actual effects of hunger up to some future implementation. For now, we just want to keep track of it and also reduce it when some item is used. So hunger is there. Let's leave it like that. Hunger. Okay. So this will make us increase the hunger of the party members. And yeah, next step following the roadmap would be using corn be less hungry. So we don't have a corn tile here. So let's use a carrot instead. We have a carrot here. So same thing again. I'm going to keep that separate. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that as a separate change. Here we don't need to commit this, neither any of these. Hourly and the mob increasing the hunger. And the skybox only has this hourly notification. Okay, so increase hunger of party members hourly, and then we create a carrot, so similar to the rock, but this one is going to have an effect. So it's a carrot that looks like a carrot, and it's a carrot. It's orange. And then it's a carrot. Okay, but the effect when you use it is reducing hunger. So type will be reduce hunger, and then we are going to need like some kind of parameter to see how much hunger it will reduce. So reduce hunger is the effect. Let's add the appearance before diving into the actual effect. So it's on the item style set. It's a carrot, and the index is so it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 0, 1, 2, and this is 16. Okay, 16 plus 2. This is a carrot, and we are going to add it to the crate. Right, let's do that because I believe that's how it was here. Like the corn was inside the crate for some reason. So let's put it inside this barrel. Oh, sorry. In that case, we don't need to add another object. We just have to edit the initial contents of this to include a carrot. Save the map, and let's test that the carrot was added. Did I save here? Yeah. Okay, And let's check again. There should be a carrot here. Here's the carrot. Let's look at it. It's a carrot, it's orange, okay. And so using the carrot. So the usages of stuff, the effects actually. So let's see how that's handled. Items type, okay. So use item in position. Okay. It's similar to this, okay. So recover hunger. Let's copy this. Recover hunger, and then item dot recover hunger for a given mob, and it's going to be used. And yeah, we can keep this. And then let's copy some more settings from these items, like being spendable. Yeah, that's important. Let's put that flag to here. That should be it. And then we need to add the here recover MP from the item class. We need to have something similar to the for the recover hunger to a mob, and then we need to call the recover hunger, or actually we could, okay, let's add a stat instead of just a counter. Hunger dot decrease, decrease, reduce, okay. So reduce by how much? So in here we should have like the access to the effect, I believe. Something like this, dot definition dot effect dot hunger recovery, and then we are going to add that here on the definition. So hunger recovery will be 10, for instance. We're going to debug a little bit here, so let's just put that here. It's going to be pretty technical. Yeah, and then let's do that. Let's change the hunger thing here so that instead of number, it's stat, because it should already have like the HP and other stats, but I don't see them anywhere. Why not? HP. That's weird. I don't see where the HP stat is being set. It's very weird. Maybe it's set when it's created. Alright, there it is. Okay, hunger is going to be a new stat, and it's up to 100. It's no longer going to be a number, and increase hunger is not going to exist anymore. Instead of that, we are going to just access the hunger stat and increase it by 1. Yeah. Okay, and then recover hunger is going to reduce some hunger recovery. Level class, we changed this. Mob class doesn't have this anymore. Item recover hunger, it's used. Adding the new stat here. The carrot, okay. hunger recovery. Let's test it out. Test it out. Get the burger. Sorry, the carrot. Oh, I got the entire barrel. But the carrot should be here, so we put it here. And let's try to use it by double clicking and then using here. And nothing happened. What happened there? Yeah, it did not like work. Use it here. Nothing seems to happen. It's not what I expected. And it did not get spent either. So we are going to have to debug what's happening there. Let's go to the GS. Yeah, there's no source mapping here, so we just have to check here. So recover hunger. What's happening? Recover hunger. Are we getting to this point? I don't think we are. Use here. No, it's not calling this. Item effect the type. It's okay. So item effect type is reduce hunger, not recover hunger. Okay. JavaScript, it's like that. So reduce hunger should recover hunger. Let's rebuild. Let's get the carrot and let's use it here. Okay, and we recover 10 hunger. Yeah, the only thing that we gotta check here is we can put a breakpoint here and then see like what's the current hunger of the mob and see how well it recovers. Let's get the carrot and let's have Iolo join the party. So I wonder how much time has passed. Let's walk around a little bit just to make sure that the hunger increases a bit. It's in theory it's still night, but it doesn't look like night at all. At some point we gotta add like some tint or something, just like an overlay, colored overlay, semi-transparent should suffice. Let's try to use this thing now. So I'm going to use this on Iolos, and then mob.hunger currently 100. Okay, so we gotta set it to 0, right? Because by default it's the max. But this will work because we are going to check this hunger recovery is 10, and then we can check back the hunger. It's 90. But yeah, that's important that we check because when the stat is created, we should set it to 0 in the mob factory. Mob factory hunger should be 0. I'm not sure if we have a method for this or if we should just set it directly. Stat.class reduce, extend, multiply, contract the text. It seems we just set it directly, so that will work. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to have to split this commit on several parts. So here is changing the hunger to be a stat, and well, okay, actually I think I can bundle everything together. Yeah, that should be doable. Do we have debug messages? No, we don't. Okay. And we are adding items that recover hunger. Okay, that's done. We are close to the 1 hour mark. Next up is reading a gravestone. So I think in theory we should put a gravestone somewhere and then read it. We do have a gravestone here. Maybe we can reuse that one. In the game you can go there just by walking there, and let's do that, and pulling a switch, a lever. And I think what we wanted here is displaying like a special container for the gravestone or something like that. Right now it doesn't do anything, and I believe it's something similar to what we had with the oak tree should be done here, but instead of just displaying the description, we should have like an additional I don't know, like a background, and put the text over there. So I guess that what we are going to be doing next doesn't look that complicated, that complex. Checking the status of party members, that will be like a new pop-up. Talking with party members to have them leave and join. Right now we only have join but not leave, not that big either. And then milking cows. Okay, so I believe we should have this in a couple sessions. So it's looking good, and then I think we are like progressing quick in the milestone plan. We should really get up to date. So I think that's it for today. I will see you in the next coding session.